basically the whole system is a system where you apply for a licence now at a 98% discount rate. You get one and then you have to do the job that the licence says you have to do. So there was just nothing in that. And the fact is, we've been down this road. I am from the Northern Rivers, and I did see what happened there the last time a government issued exploration licences in areas that could have involved fracking, where the entire community learned about it shortly in the wake of that documentary that shocked the world that was made by Josh Fox, Gasland. And I'd suggest everybody revise and do a bit of revision at that documentary, because the fact is nothing has changed since then. The idea that New South Wales right now would be entertaining the idea of fracking in the Great Artesian Basin is frankly so reckless and so disappointing. It's sickening. It's sickening for young people. And I challenge the Honourable Mark Latham. He seriously needs to go and re-educate and update his information. He's completely missed at least 10 years worth of genuine information and access to what is actually happening in this space. Methane, which is what is generated from gas and from fracking, is the most highly potent greenhouse gas that we have. It is 80 times more potent and has 80 times the warming power of carbon dioxide in the first 20 years after it reaches the atmosphere. Even though CO2 has a longer lasting effect, methane sets the pace for global warming in the near term. Methane and what comes from gas and exploiting gas is what right now the young people who are switched on, wondering what the hell their future entails, is saying, get off the frickin' gas, keep the coal in the ground, keep the gas in the ground, and get on with the innovation. It's their planet, not yours, and it's certainly not yours, Mr. Latham. It is the planet that children and young people right now are saying, I can't have kids because I don't know what global warming will bring from fossil fuels and what it will mean to my future. And the fact that we now have a Minns Labor government that is literally signalling coal seam gas or gas exploitation in the Great Artesian Basin, where, let's face it, it was an outright darn political stunt. There's barely even any gas there. The government talks about independent expert advice. I've read all the documents. It's absurd. Tight gas, there's barely any gas there. If it was there and it was worthy of exploitation, it would have been done in the last 50 frickin' years. It's not there at the extent, 50 years. It's not there at the extent to which they're planning and what they're spruiking. And quite honestly, I really think this was Premier Chris Minns having a moment going, what can I do to be relevant while Donald Trump is screwing up the entire fuel market for everyone in the world and destroying everything we ever knew of a rules-based world social order. And Chris Minns decided, I want to be relevant. Let's talk about where we can get some gas from. Let's go to the Great Artesian Basin out in the far west. Let's not worry about what First Nations people and elders are telling us in terms of the damage it does to their land, their water, their mental health, their connection to country. And now, here we are, not just suggesting we'll open up a reserve. I mean, look at even the Pilliga. How long have we been going there? 40 years trying to get some gas out of the place, and there's none coming. And there's probably none ever going to come. And let's remember, I think it was Matt Keane, the guy who actually knew something genuinely about energy in the place and climate change. And then he was the one, and he certainly knew something about the economy, and he's the one that said, I bet you anything, Santos will never turn a petajoule for real out of the Pilliga and that Santos Narrabri gas project. Years and years and years later, still no gas. But instead, what this government's doing is signalling absolute rubbish, nonsense, but dangerous intention in the Great Artesian Basin over there in the far west of New South Wales. This will threaten people who are already feeling threatened. It will threaten their capacity to generate food for the region, for the state, for the nation. It threatens our water resources. And I think at the very least, the Minister and the Premier owe it to all of New South Wales and the children to guarantee there will be no fracking as an absolute minimum basic principle of humanity. Don't put our state through the fracking nightmare again. You've done it before. You issued licence like cornflakes out of packages in the 1990s, in the early 2000s. I remember Janelle Saffin when she was in this place talking about how important it was to open up the West for gas. You've done it once. It was a major mistake. The Coalition spent $25 million buying back gas licences from the Northern Rivers. And here you are again. History repeats. It's dangerous. It's reckless. You need to actually buy in properly to energy security for cheap, reliable energy from the sun, from the wind and from water, and get off the gas.